I imagine some of you remember this tote from years past. It's that time of year, guys. It's time to pull out our starter mix and get some pepper seeds started. Okay, this is the same brand, just like if I was buying those blocks that I would have to break up and hydrate with warm water. Now they have replaced it just with the bags. All it took was one bag and one bag of the Miracle Grow peat moss. And guys, this is all that I have ever used for starting my seeds. Like I said, only this came in a block, and I've always bought this in the bag. Hey y'all, it's Lippy. I hope these bright lights isn't like blinding you, but we've changed it up this year. If y'all remember last year, we had just moved to this property. We're still in the remodel state here in the garage, trying to get to that back corner to the master bath. And we are a couple of days away from that happening. But last year, we used just a 4-tier stand. And Buddy just put my 2 growing lights per each stand. And then I had my individual heat mats. Well, we changed it. We used a table that we've had for 20 years, some old wood, but I'm not going to give it all away because that's going to be on the Impromptu Live tonight at 6 o'clock. So that's in just a few minutes. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to start our pepper seeds. This is the time that I start mine. But I'm hoping that this will help some of you young gardeners that's a couple of months away maybe from seed starting. But for my zone here in Louisiana, I start my peppers and I start my herbs at the end of January. They take the longest. And then I just advance from there. I will move to probably pollinators before I ever move to tomatoes. I can't wait for y'all to see what Buddy designed for my planting station this year. I'm in love with it. Do you hear me? This is like the ultimate. And it was all, what would you call it? Repurposed, used materials that we already had. Except for the heat mat. Instead of me using 4 and him doing jumpers, he did buy me a 4-foot heat mat. And he'll explain to you guys why he did that. Well, I'll give you a hint. I got a 4-foot table that we pulled out from under the bed. It used to be my dessert table. It's 20 years old. So now I done found another use for it. Now I want to share something else with y'all. Last year, I lost 2 of my seed trays. They were 12 to 15 years old. They finally cracked on me. So I did have to replace a couple of them. This is the same kit, only they've advanced. But this is the same brand and the same ones that I bought 12 to 15 years ago. They'll run you about $6.50. When you're done with them, you just use vinegar, a little Dawn dish soap, wash your trays out, dry them, and store them. And they will last for many, many years. Because you got to remember, your seeds are not going to stay, or should I say your plants will not stay forever in this. But I garden on a budget, and this year I had to go spend $12 on 2 trays. Not too bad. This is a 72 sale, and I've already marked what I'm going to be planting in these rows. Now the ones that's long ways, it's because I'm doing 2 rows, okay? This is how I do it with painter's tape because I can pull this off and it doesn't damage the tray. I hope you can see with me being left-handed. But I use my tote to catch any excess. Now you see this is Powder House Dry, but I've got a pitcher of extremely warm water sitting to my side. Now we're going to go to this side. Okay, I'm going to give it a gentle tap. Now, I do have the tray underneath. Now, I'm going to fill my disposable cup up with very warm water, and I am going to dampen each cell. And this is the method that I found that works best for me. Because any leftover water we will be draining out that's in this tray, that the tray catches. I've got them dampened very well, and now I'm going to start in the center because I think that's the good angle of this camera. And I am going to give them a mash. And you will see the water come up. This is allowing me to get a good packing for the roots. So what looked like I had filled these seed trays up, I didn't. Okay, I've got them mashed very well and packed, and that's what I want to achieve. This is the key to the roots of your seedlings really taking hold. And like I said, any excess water that's in this tray, I will drain it. Okay, I've got them packed the way I want them. They're about half full. Now that's when I'm going to add more seed mix. Using a misting bottle, you can get these at the Dollar Generals, I would say the Dollar Tree. This has been my garden spray bottle about 5 years. I paid like $1 for it. And as you saw, I added the hot tap water to this. Now it's time to mist. Okay, in this row, I've got it marked the Burpee Sweet Bell Pepper. This is the California Wonder. Now my soil is damp, but it's not soaking. Now let me show y'all. This is just a wooden chopstick. And this is a wooden coffee stir. I only use natural materials. Sometimes I'll use a number 2 pencil. But last year, my daughter brought Chinese takeout, and I grabbed this up. Well, I have another one to it. And then we have some of these wooden coffee stirrers. These work amazing, guys. Now, I'm only going about 1/4 of an inch. The back of your package will tell you the depth for your seeds. Now, some gardeners, they'll do 2 or 3 to a cell. I don't. I do 1 seed per cell. Now, if you go too deep, it's going to take longer for that seed to germinate. And it can also cause it to get too wet and not germinate. And then using my hands, I just lightly cover. Now, I will mist these again once I get them all planted. And I'll show you what I do with the seed packs. I just put a little piece of painter's tape or any tape that you have to make sure the package is sealed. Now we're going to move to the California blend. This is just the colorful bell peppers. I've got all my seeds planted, and I am just sprinkling a small layer of fresh mix. Now we're going to moisten this very, very well. One tray down and one more to go today. So it's sitting on the heat mat underneath the grow lights. I will be lowering them. But like I said, stay tuned for tonight. We're going to do a live. Won't be very long. But I think that doing a live and Buddy explaining how he built this yesterday, day before yesterday for me, I think a live would do, much better than just doing a video. So, and then that way, if you have any questions, you can ask him. All right, I've got to get my herbs done. And on the live, we'll just talk about the peppers that I planted. As you can see, I've got them labeled. So I got a stack of herbs to do now. I'll see y'all tonight, 6 p.m. So as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. Go get you a cup of coffee.